And here we go. So, just got done running. And what does that mean? Does that mean that you just throw your shoes off and go eat a bag of chips? Hopefully not. Um, After running, through the repetitive nature of running and also the way that you're striding and you're hitting the ground and the way that you're using your muscles contract. They get tighter. Actually, you would think that they would get looser as you run, but no, they get tighter because you're actually, doing this. So if you had a weight in your arm and you were doing curls for, 30 minutes, your arm would be really tight and your muscles would be shorter. So what a post-workout stretch or a post-workout yoga does is it lengthens those muscles, brings the blood back into the entire muscle chain, and also brings our nervous system down. So that's why a good stretch after a run, it could be yoga, it could be anything. It doesn't need to be yoga, but I like to use yoga poses and yoga mentality to cool myself down. So speaking of yoga mentality, so when we are doing yoga, we are connecting our movements to the breath. We are connecting our movements to our mind. So it's mind, breath, movement, and we also move with intention. So keeping those four things in mind, let's begin. So let's start on our knees. We're going to bring our sit bones all the way down to our heels. And again, if you need to prop yourself up, if you don't go all the way down to your heels, you can put a block in between and sit on a block. It's always a something that you can do to help yourself. So I'm sitting on my heels. My sit bones are on my heels. Knees are together. Let me move my blanket out of the way. I'm just going to sit here for a moment and collect my energy. So notice the room that you're in. Notice the temperature of the air. Notice any sounds. If you're outside after a run, notice the wind, notice the trees, notice the birds. And let's start to bring all of that in towards the center. Place your left hand on your sternum and your right hand on top of your left. Start to notice your breath, bringing your breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Now close your mouth and just breathe in and out through your nose. Breathing in and out through your nose brings us into a more relaxed and aware state of being, state of our body. Start to notice the sound that the air makes as you exhale, that ocean sound. So in this position, I'm stretching out my ankles, I'm stretching out my quads, and I'm beginning to breathe. Let's come on to all fours. So we're coming into a tabletop position. My hands are splayed out. I'm gripping the mat with my fingertips, and I have some space underneath my hands, so my hands aren't totally flat on the mat. Hips are over my knees, tops of my feet are on the floor. So we're going to do some cat-cow here. So bringing the chin up, shoulders down and back, tilting the pelvis forward. Breathe in. Exhale around the back, bring the chin to the chest, push the mat away. And feel your shoulder blades roll off the side of your back. Chin up, tilt the pelvis, breathe in. Exhale around the back, chin to chest. Inhale, chin up, shoulders back and down. Exhale. Let's do one more cow. One more cat. You really notice what your pelvis is doing when you do cat-cow. So you're tilting the pelvis forward for cow and tilting it back for cat. Let's come to a neutral spine position. Now we're going to work on our hips because our hips have taken a lot of beating. Every time you do a footfall, that pressure goes up through your ankle, through your knees, and into your hips. So let's raise the right leg, keeping the knee bent. And then bring the knee out to the right side and back down. Knee up, knee out to the right side and down. Knee up, knee out to the right side and down. Extend the right foot to the end of the mat. Roll over the toes. Now this should feel awesome, rolling over the toes after a run. We're going to do something when we stand up that'll make your feet even feel more luxuriously better. So roll over the big toes, middle toes, small toes. And let's raise that right leg. Flex the foot, bring it all the way across, placing the foot on the outside of the left side of the mat. Push the front of the mat away with your arms, feeling the shoulder blades roll off to your back. And push your right heel back in space while keeping your hips in the same place. You can gaze over your shoulder if you want to, if that feels okay. It's an option. And then bring that back in and replace the knee. Let's do the same on the other side. Raise the left leg, keep the knee bent, pushing the mat away, trying to keep your arms straight, not dumping down onto either side. So notice your elbows. Bring the knee out to the left side and back down. Knee up, out to the left side and back down. Knee up, out to the left side and back down. And extend that leg to the end of the mat, rolling over the toes, over the big toes, middle toes, small toes. And I'm pushing the mat away and doing kind of like a sawing motion. Let's lift the left leg, flex the foot, bring the left leg all the way over to the right side, placing the foot on the right side of the mat. Push the front of the mat away. Push that left heel back in space, keeping your hips exactly where they are. You can look over your shoulder if that's in your practice. And then bring that back in. Now let's roll the toes under, lift the knees, push back into a down dog. And let's not get crazy about our down dog right now. We're just coming up into that shape. and pedaling the feet back and forth. So we're lengthening our calf muscles, lengthening our hamstrings. So I'm pedaling back and forth. One leg is bent and the foot is off the mat. I'm on my toes, and then I switch positions. And I'm bringing my heel to the floor, bending one knee and the next. Now let's think about our down dog. Pushing the hips back. I have my knees bent. I'm up on my toes. Pushing my hips back, framing my ears with my arms. Now I start to lengthen and straighten my legs. Maybe my heels get to the floor, maybe they don't. Mine are almost there, not quite. All right. Lengthening my legs, lengthening the muscles in my legs. Come up on your toes and tiptoe all the way to the top of the mat. Come up to halfway. Bend your knees forward, fold, exhale. And let's come all the way up, breathing in. Hands meet overhead and hands to prayer. Now I'm going to admit that I'm a bad teacher. I should have told you to begin with that I'm going to use a tennis ball. Well, if you don't have a tennis ball with you, don't worry about it. You can still do this without a tennis ball. You can actually use your block too. So, if you have a tennis ball nearby, just put it underneath your foot and we're going to just roll back and forth. Oh my gosh, that feels so good after running. So running really does a number on your arches. I have had plantar fasciitis and it is no joke. No joke at all. So I'm going up and down the blade of the foot, on the heel. Now if you don't have a tennis ball, you can go on your block and just try to grip the block, raising your toes, going on one side, on the other side. Yes, bad teacher. I should have told you at the beginning of class. Let's go over to the other foot. So if you have your tennis ball, if you're looking at this on rewind, you can pause, go get your tennis ball. I'm using the dryer tennis balls. We have tennis balls by our dryer for some reason. I don't know why. The wife uses them. So going over your toes, heel, and again you can use your block, gripping the block, rolling to one side or the other. Very nice. Kick the tennis ball out of the way so you don't accidentally trip over it. And let's come to the front of the mat, top of the mat, and we're in our mountain pose. Let's bring our arms out to the side and up overhead. Breathe in. Bend the knees forward, fold. And then bend the knees a lot, placing your chest on the knees. If you need your blocks, grab your blocks. And let's come all the way down. And I'm going to come up onto my toes. And I'm going to use my blocks and I'm going to come forward onto my toes. Forward onto my toes and back. Forward onto my toes and back. And then when I'm back and on my toes still, I'm going to do some little bounces. Just some small bounces right here. And you notice I'm kind of moving my knees right to left. And then let's come all the way up. Chin to your chest. Coming all the way up. Head comes up last. Roll your shoulders back. And we're back in our mountain pose. Next, we're going to do our our bent knee side stretch. So bring your arms up overhead, breathe in, bend the knees, exhale, forward fold. Now pause right here and take your left elbow and place it against the inside of your left knee. So I'm pressing my elbow and my forearm against the shin of my left leg, and that left leg is slightly bent. My right leg is straight, and I'm going to bring my right arm up in space to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Go as far as you can go. I'm going all the way to 12 o'clock. Now in this stretch, we're bringing our mind into our right hip. So my right leg is straight, and I'm bringing my right hip back in space, and my right arm is up, opening up to the right. Taking a deep breath, exhale, bring that right arm down, straighten the left leg, bring the right forearm on the inside of your right leg, which is bent, so I'm slightly bending my right leg. Left leg is straight, pushing my right arm into my right leg as my right leg pushes into my right arm, and then bring that left arm up. 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. You can stop wherever it feels like you need to stop. All the way to 12 o'clock, bringing that left hip back in space. And then bring that arm down. Let's do one more each side. So bend the left leg, bring the left elbow on the inside of that leg. Right arm comes up. Right hip comes back in space. Bring that arm down. Same on the other side. Left arm comes up. Right leg is bent. Right arm is on the inside of that right knee, right shin. And bring that down. And then slowly come all the way up to standing. And you're at the top of your mat. And let's bring our hands to prayer. Arms out to the side and up overhead. Breathe in. Bend the knees. Exhale, forward fold, bending at the waist. Breathe in, come up halfway. Bring your hands to the top of the mat. Left leg goes to the back of the mat. And let's pause right here. I'm going to scooch my right foot over to the right side of the mat and bring both hands on the inside of my right foot into lizard pose. Now with lizard pose, I'm focusing on the inner thigh, the groin area, and I'm trying to bring this part of my body, my pelvis, down towards the mat. You can bend your elbows a little, bringing your shoulder closer to your knee, if that's in your practice. If it's in your practice, you can bring your forearms all the way to the mat. I don't feel my body doing that today. Let's come back up. And I'm going to bring my right leg to the back of the mat, and I'm in a plank, and push back into down dog. Let's come up on our tiptoes, tiptoe to the top of the mat, come up halfway, exhale, forward fold, arms out to the side and up overhead, breathe in, exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Breathe in, arms up overhead, bend the knees, exhale, forward fold, inhale, come up halfway, hands to the top of the mat, right leg goes to the back of the mat. Scooch that left foot over to the left side of the mat. Bring both hands on the inside of your left foot. And notice that my forearm is once again against my shin and my knee. I'm not pushing, but it is a stabilized position. I'm pushing my right heel back in space and letting my pelvis dip towards the mat, bending my elbows slightly if that's in your practice. And if it's in your practice, you can go all the way down to your forearms. Like I said, that's not my practice today. One more deep breath in. And on an exhale, let's bring that left leg to the back of the mat. And then bring the knees to the mat. Touch your toes and let's push back into child's pose. So we're in child's pose. I'm going to do one more hip opener with you guys. Let's come up onto our tabletop, coming up into tabletop. I'm going to bring my left knee forward and then angle my left shin so that my left foot is on the right side of the mat. And then my right knee is going to come right behind my left knee. So I'm creating an arrow with my legs. So if you notice, I have an arrow. My right foot is over here, left foot is over here. And this is kind of like a cow face pose. And then I'm going to push back and start to sit onto my hips. If you need your blocks, bring your blocks alongside and then come all the way up. Torso is up straight. So you see how my feet are on either side, and I'm sitting down into this, trying to keep my torso straight. I'm not dumping down onto one side or the other, and you really feel this in your hips. So this is half cow face, really sitting down in the middle here. If you need to, you can also put a block underneath a hip to keep yourself stabilized. Let's just sit here for a moment. Let's come back up. Bring hands to the top of the mat. Bring your knees out. Shake out your legs if you need to. Then bring that right knee up. Right foot angles towards the left side of the mat. Left knee comes into behind the right knee, and you're creating that arrow again with your legs. Grab your blocks and start to sit back. And bring yourself into your body and notice how one side is different than the other. This right side is just so tight for me. Always has been, and probably always will be. And I'm bringing my torso up as straight, as long as I can. I'm starting to sit in between my heels. If I need to put a block underneath my hip, keep myself stabilized, I can do that. And let's come back up. Move the blocks out of the way, come back into our tabletop. Let's cross our ankles, push over your ankles into a seated position, seated forward fold. Take your hands and start to just have them glide down your shins, keeping your back long. Maybe this is where you stop. You can grab your toes, trying to keep the back long so your chin is up, shoulders are back and down, going forward. putting your mind in your back and your shoulders, trying to keep that back long. And then put your mind in your hamstrings. Toes should be pointing towards the ceiling. One more deep breath. And on an exhale, come all the way up. Lower ourselves to the mat. Head hits the mat last. Bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Wrap your hands around your knees and bring your knees in towards your chest. Roll side to side if you want to massage your lower back for a moment. And let's place the sole of the right foot on the floor and put your left ankle on top of your right knee. And we're creating a figure 4. So I'm using my left hand to push gently my right knee away from me. Now I'm going to take both my hands and interlace my fingers around the back of my right knee. And I'm going to pull my right knee in towards my chest. And I'm still in that figure 4 with my left ankle on my right knee. Now, if it's in your practice, you can bring your right foot up towards the ceiling. So you're straightening your right leg and bringing all that in towards your chest, trying to keep your hips still on the ground, or at least the small of your back. Let's bend that right knee, bring the sole of your foot back to the floor. Lengthen your right leg or left leg just to bring it out. You hear my knee crack. Yay. Let's bend the left knee, bring the sole of the left foot to the floor, placing the right ankle on top of the left knee. Take your right hand and gently push that right knee away from you. Then take your fingers and interlace your fingers behind your left knee. Pull that left knee in. And again, bring your mind into your body and notice the difference between this side and the other side. Now, if it's in your practice, you can straighten that left leg. Trying to bring that knee in towards your midline as long as you can. And noticing your right knee, trying to bring that knee away from you. One more breath. Bend the right knee, our left knee, and bring that left foot to the mat. Shake out your right leg. And let's bring the soles of the feet to the floor, to the corners of the mat. And we're going to come into a short Shavasana, bringing your hands alongside your body, palms facing towards the ceiling. And just starting to notice your body coming down from your run. Hopefully your muscles are a little bit longer than they were after your run. Let's do a quick body scan from your toes. Relax your feet. Just let them fall. All the way up through your legs, through your torso, out to your hands. Fingers are relaxed. If you're finding any residual tension, just notice it and try to let gravity help you melt into the floor. Come up through your shoulders, through your neck. Face muscles are relaxed. And start to notice your breath. Abdomen is going up and down with each breath that you take. There's an option to start to bring some movement to your body. I know that wasn't a very long Shavasana. Maybe bring your arms up over your head, hook your thumbs together, give yourself a body stretch. Bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet to the floor, roll over to one side. Bring your head to your arm like a pillow. Just pause for a moment. Finding your breath. And then make your way up to a seated position. You can sit like we did at the beginning of class, or you can sit in a cross-legged position, whatever feels comfortable for you. Let's bring our hands to prayer. Thumbs at your sternum and heart center. Bow your head and find your gratitude. Find your gratitude for the run that you did, or the walk, or maybe you did some bike. Whatever movement that you did before you came to this yoga practice. And then be grateful for the yoga practice, the ability to re-lengthen your muscles, bring yourself into homeostasis, into a calm. Taking a deep breath. Exhale. Thank you for joining me for this post-run yoga. See you next time.